I am 83 years old now. Saying this number is easy, but inside this number there is an entire lifetime. 83 years is not just time, it is roads, it is mistakes, it is late apologies, it is words left unsaid. It is tears swallowed inside. It is patience, a great deal of patience. Today I am not going to talk to you about my strength, not about my wealth either. I want to tell you about how I stood up again from the place where I fell. There was a time when my hands did not tremble. They were reliable. They knew how to work. They earned bread. They lifted my children. They held my wife's hand tightly and took her to the market. I was an ordinary man. I never spoke from big podiums. I never appeared in newspapers. But I was a useful man in my own way. For my family, in my own life. Youth deceives a person. It tells you you are eternal. It tells you this body will never abandon you. I believed it too. I ran. I worked. I got tired, and I worked again. I will rest later, I said. But later came, and I did not. My life was not bad. I worked, I built a house, I planted trees, I raised my children. Sometimes I spoke harshly. Sometimes I delayed asking for forgiveness. Sometimes I put work above family. Now I know some laters never come. Everything started slowly, very slowly. One day, my hand trembled a little. I must be tired, I said. Then it trembled again. I'm getting older, I said. A person is very good at deceiving himself. One day, I couldn't put the key into the lock. My finger did not obey me. I poured tea into the cup and spilled half of it. My wife looked at me. She said nothing, but there was a question in her eyes. And I said nothing. A man does not like to admit his weakness. For someone who has been a support all his life, it is hard to admit that one day he himself needs support. I still remember the silence in the doctor's office. His voice was calm, very calm, as if he were talking about the weather. "This is Parkinson's disease," he said. I had heard that word before, but back then it did not belong to me. That day it stuck to my name. I went home. The streets were the same. People were in a hurry. Cars were passing. Life was going on. Only inside me, something felt like it had broken. That night I could not sleep. I lay there staring at the ceiling. The question, "What will happen now?" kept spinning in my head. Who will I be? What will I become? The hardest part is not fear. The hardest part is feeling that you are slowly losing yourself. When your hands stop obeying you, you begin to feel like a stranger to yourself. When your legs slow down, it feels as if time itself is overtaking you. When words stay in your mouth but do not come out, you cry inside. I fell many times, sometimes physically, sometimes emotionally. One day I fell at the market. People ran over. Someone held my hand. Someone brought a chair. Someone gave me water. There was pity in their eyes. Pity is sometimes heavier than pain. When I got home, I looked at myself in the mirror. It was the same man, but not the same man. There was fatigue in my eyes, tremor in my hands, an invisible weight on my shoulders. That day, a question was born inside me. Am I this disease, or am I bigger than it? That question changed me. I understood this. The disease may be in my body, but it does not have to be who I am. After that, the struggle began. It was not a fight in a ring. It was a fight without noise, without spectators, a fight that happens every day. Getting up in the morning became a victory. Buttoning a button became a victory. Bringing a spoon to my mouth without spilling became a victory. Going outside became a victory. Falling and standing up again became the greatest victory. Sometimes my hands trembled so much that I got angry at myself. Sometimes my words got mixed up. Sometimes people became impatient. But I kept telling myself one thing again and again. You are still alive. That means there is still a fight. I learned the word rehabilitation, exercises, again and again, the same movement, again. Sometimes a person gets tired. Sometimes you want to say enough, but a voice inside you says one more time. My wife stayed by my side. She never said you can't do it anymore. She said we will do it slowly. That makes a very big difference. My children learned too. They learned to wait for me. And when I saw their patience, I felt ashamed of myself. One day, my grandchild held my hand and said, "Grandpa, walk slowly, don't fall." At that moment, my heart tightened, because once I used to carry them and run. But then I understood. Life changes roles. This is not shame. This is life itself. I do not say that I destroyed Parkinson's. It is still with me, but now it is not the one in control. Now I am. I walk slowly. Sometimes I tremble. Sometimes I can't find the right words, but I did not give up. I learned one thing. Speed is not strength. Stability is strength. Not falling is not victory. Falling and standing up again, that is victory. Today I am 83 years old. Every morning is a gift. Every step is a blessing. Every breath is an opportunity. Sometimes I sit by the window and watch people. They hurry. They are late. They get angry. They treat life as if it were eternal.
But I know everything is temporary. Only one thing remains: what kind of person you were. If someone asks me, "What did you win?" I say this: I won patience. I won gratitude. I won myself. Disease can bend the body, but only a person himself can break the spirit. I did not break. Sometimes at night I cannot sleep. I sit by the window. I watch the streetlights. They shine quietly. They ask nothing from anyone. They just give light. At those times I think, why does a person start seeing life slowly only after getting sick? Why didn't we live like that before? Why didn't I feel my breath before? Why didn't I understand before that even simple walking is a blessing? There was a time when I was always in a hurry to work, in a hurry to get home, in a hurry for life, as if someone were chasing me.
Now I walk slowly. But strangely, life no longer runs away from me. On the contrary, it feels as if it is walking beside me. One day, I opened an old chest. Inside were photos from my youth. The paper had darkened, but the face in them was alive. There was confidence in his eyes, strength in his shoulders, no tremor in his hands. I sat and looked at that photo for a long time, and one question was born inside me. If that young man saw me now, what would he say? Maybe he would laugh. Maybe he would feel sorry. Or maybe he would say, "You still didn't give up." I don't know, but I would say this to him: you thought strength was in muscles. I found it in patience.
Illness changes a person. It brings you back to small things. Before, you think about big dreams. Then you think about a simple step. Once I used to say, I will build another house. Now I say, as long as I don't fall today. This is not going backward. This is seeing life from another side. I still remember the smell of the rehabilitation hall, the smell of sweat mixed with the smell of medicine. Everyone there is the same, young and old alike. Everyone comes to take something back. Someone their hand, someone their leg, someone their confidence. After every exercise, I counted one small victory inside myself. Today, I spilled less with the spoon. Today, I walked 2 steps more. Today, I buttoned my shirt faster.